welcome back to another episode of
Tube
Talk.
I'm wearing a New Zealand shirt and it's black today after the All Blacks won on Saturday. In honour of a great game.
Okay, so from last week we've got a few things to talk about, starting with the new website.
Yes, we launched a new website, which I think looks really cool. And
See in the background.
yeah, it looks really sharp. And we are giving people the option of getting their updates every day, or as action happens, or in their report, which people like, a lot more choice, and we'll keep developing things too. There'll be some photos of people's horses going up and lots of things, so you know, it's pretty exciting. So if you haven't jumped on yet, jump on, put your password in, which is just your email address as username and password, and have a look around.
And let's talk about Rakik, who ran last week as well.
Yeah, things just didn't quite go his way. We expected a really good run. There was an on-pace bias and an on-fence bias. He got back off a very slow pace, kind of ground into it, but never really kicked on. But Kieran McAvoy, who rode him, said, don't worry, he's going great. He said he's just not getting the rub of the green. He said once he does, he'll be winning. So we're going to drop him back to 2,000 metres next start, not because we don't think he stays, but more so we can get a race with some speed on, so we can finish it off. So he's going well, and we're looking forward to him bouncing back.
Cool. And we also want to talk about Loose Cannon, who trialled on Tuesday.
Yeah, she looks like a very impressive 3-year-old filly. Had 2 trials, 2 wins now. She came down the outside, won under a good hold by about 3/4 a length, but there was 12 lengths back to the third horse. So she looks pretty smart. She's a Tavistock filly, and watch out for her. She'll be debuting in the next few weeks, but could be 1,000 guineas horse, we think.
And this week we've got 2 runners starting at Hawkesbury on Thursday. We've got Elward in the Rolling Mile.
Yes, so Elward is resuming in the listed $150,000 Rolling Mile. He's got a lovely barrier draw 1, nice weight of 55.5 kilos. He's about 14 to 1 in the betting, and that's because he's a 2,000 and 2,400 metre horse, and he's fresh up over a mile. So that makes things, you know, a bit more difficult for him. There's some more natural milers at this level in the race. But we've got Kathy O'Hara on the barrier 1. He's not going to cover any extra ground. He does go well fresh. And I think and Chris is very happy with him. I think he can run a cheeky race first up. You know, it's a stretch to see him winning over that distance, but you never know. He's a quality horse, but I certainly think he'll run a very cheeky race.
And on Friday at Oamaru, we have got Rip into gear.
I like how you said that, Oamaru. Yes, Thursday the race were at Taranaki, but they've been abandoned. So we had Brahmarama there, but he won't run. So yes, Friday Rip into gear. She was a good last start, second. A slightly awkward draw, but she tends to roll forward in her races anyway. Kylie Williams on board. I think she'll be on or near the speed most of the way. And she looks a good chance. Her work this week was good. She's a happy horse. Yeah, she looks a good chance to break through for her maiden win.
Moving on to Bet of the Week. Last week, our Bet of the Week was Victorious. Good work.
Thank you. I was just going to say, first of all, we had a few runners lined up for Saturday, but the heavy rain and the heavy 11 track conditions at Taranaki and things have just meant we've had to pull pin. So it's another quiet week till the tracks start to improve. So yes, sorry Sophie, Bet of the Week. Fiesta last week.
Wow.
It won about $5.30. I know there are a few happy people. There are a few happy people that I tipped it to that travelled over for the All Blacks game, went to the races first up and watched Winks win. So we're back, Sophie. We are back on track.
And this week our Bet of the Week is Mr. Dool, running at Pakadanga Hunt in race 3.
Yeah, a bit of a roughie, Mr. Dool. It's a maiden hurdle, and his hurdle races, he's actually gone quite good races. He hasn't been beaten that far, and he's battled away. They dropped him back to the flat 2 starts back. He ran over the flat, and then he's had 1 hurdle since. And he's very, very fit. I think it's going to be testing conditions. And I think he's going to be well over the odds. He's going to be an easy horse to pass over. So I thought we'd go for something sort of long odds. I wouldn't be surprised if it was kind of $20, you know, something like that. So I thought we'd go for something with a bit of value that we know is fit on these very heavy tracks and we know can run nicest races and might just be under the guard. So a real roughie this week. Mr. Dooley.
Thank you very much, Albert.
Thank you, Sophie, and we shall see everybody next week.
We shall. Goodbye.